Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between podcast. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between podcast with your host as always, McLemore. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. That's right, we're back in studio trying to crank out the sode before the sun gets too high because it's supposed to be pretty toasty today, which means that the studio is about to be a-blazing. So trying to knock this out early before I'm podcasting from the depths of hell, from the deepest inferno. Should have a live thermometer behind me so we can monitor the heat rise as the podcast goes on. But thank you for stopping by. That's right, it's iced Americano time, and I'm more than halfway. Energy levels are good, so good that I have to really tap on the brakes there, so that way I got some stuff to talk about, but the way that my mouth just rockets off when I'm all caffeined up, I blast through all these topics in the first 10 minutes of the pod. I have 50 minutes of me just staring. But how is everyone doing? Did everybody survive their 4th of July? Everybody still got all their fingers, both eyes still accounted for. You still have all your hearing. Does anybody lose any ringing in the ears still in the morning? Did you go to any big spectacular shows, or did you make your own show at home? Those are always the funnest. I was trying to think yesterday, what's the best 4th of July movie? I was really having trouble deciding because, instantly your mind goes to probably Independence Day, right? The day we celebrate Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. Not to mention, what is his name? It's not Dennis Hopper. It's not, Randy Quaid. Oh, man, I was way off on that one. Randy Quaid. Not to mention the greatest pilot, Randy Quaid, his honorable sacrifice. And probably one of the greatest movie speeches of all time, delivered by always get them mixed up. Bill Pullman, Bill Paxton. It's Pullman. Bill Pullman is the one from Independence Day, right? Paxton is Twister. Pullman. Oh yeah, bingo. One of the best speeches of all time delivered by Bill Pullman. Play it every 4th of July. Nothing to do with 1776. It's all about 1998 or whatever year that movie was. There's no way it was 98. Independence Day, it was 96, even older than I thought. My goodness. Forget about 1776, it's about 1996. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. Hell yeah, Bill. My president, Bill Paxton. Oh, sorry, Bill Pullman. Damn it. There's two presidents in the history that I will always get behind. Number 1, Bill Pullman, Independence Day. Number 2, Harrison Ford, Air Force One. Those are 2 presidents that I will ride or die for, dude, any day of the week. Get off my plane. Yeah, that's my POTUS. Should be a write-in. Dude, that's going to be man. Because, okay, so that's a rule I have is to almost never get political on this pod. But, oh, man, with that last debate, it's even, this is not the first time ever where I'm just honestly, dude, I don't want to vote this time. It's just such a real Sophie's choice going on. But might have to do a write-in. Might have to do a write-in candidate and get Harrison Ford on the ballot or Bill Pullman. We're gonna go on. We're gonna survive. But yeah, that was I was having a real debate on what's the best 4th of July movie, because, I mean, Independence Day is, I mean, it's got it, and it happens on the 4th of July. It's like the most 4th of July related movie, I think. But then my mind also shoots to The Patriot, starring Mel Gibson, the best Revolutionary War movie out there. For sure. Man, the ultimate depiction of cannon warfare. Up until like the recent Napoleon movie, no other movie really showed you the gnar of a cannon, dude. But I remember watching that as like a 10-year-old and watching there's like a really graphic one where the ball like bounces and bounces and then just rips a dude's leg off. And then there's a amazing, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I will never forget just that part where that cannonball just whoop and just evaporates that dude's headshot with the cannon, dude. That's like the rarest of the rare. Imagine being that cannon operator being like, God damn, we got him. Bullseye, baby, for the queen. But yeah, so The Patriot, Mel Gibson, that's also tippity top 4th of July movie. I mean, it's about the goddamn Revolutionary War. It's about waving that original 13-star flag. Man, and also like probably one of the greatest British villains ever, dude. Malfoy's father, Lucius Malfoy. Draco Malfoy? So it's Lucius Malfoy, right? Yeah, before he switched to the dark arts, he was a terrible British officer, just the ultimate villain, dude. Stupid boy. It's crazy that I still haven't seen the movie in so long, but there's just like burned into my memory. Heath Ledger, no, stupid boy, with his one-shot pistol. But you know what's lame about The Patriot? Couldn't watch it on America's birthday, dude, because you know why? Because it's on lock and key, dude. What is more irritating than having like a movie that you really want to watch and being subscribed to? I'm literally subscribed to almost every single movie streaming, whatever subscription that there is available, dude. I have everything, and yet it still eludes me, and yet I still can't watch the goddamn Patriot on Independence Day because it's on lockdown thanks to goddamn Stars and fucking like the other 3 things that I'm not subscribed to that I don't want, dude. I don't want Stars. I don't want like, what's the other stupid thing? MGM Plus or whatever? Let me see. Why is it on lockdown? Let me see. The Patriot. Because I really wanted to watch it too. The Patriot. What's more like American than The Patriot? So where to watch? Let's check it out. MGM Plus. YouTube. Primetime subscription. Roku channel. Primetime subscription. Oh, I could watch it on Prime with a premium subscription. Oh, well, let me watch it on Apple TV for $4. It's like, dude, how do I have all of these streaming services and can't see it anywhere, man? Which is a bummer, because that would have been a great throwback nostalgia-ness for Heath Ledger. And I think, isn't like Dakota Fanning in it as like a 2-year-old? Nah, maybe that's like a different teeny tiny little girl, but, or maybe it's not. I don't know. She's not listed. YouTube video. First time watching. She's like crying at the end. It's so beautiful. On 4th of July, it's so beautiful. Mel Gibson. But what a bummer to not be able to watch it. What a bummer to have all these goddamn subscriptions. I can't watch it. I'm trying to think of other murder movies that I was going through yesterday trying to watch everything before the actual festivities of the fireworks. I was going through like Top Gun, Top Gun Maverick. And then I was like, well, maybe like a wild, what's more American? Like jet fighter American? Revolutionary War American. I also watched Independence Day, which is like, I think it's more just coincidental. It's more like a Earth movie, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the movie, it's everybody, like all the forces of the Earth are banding together. So I think it's more of an Earth United movie more than like specifically Independence Day America movie. And I was trying to think of what else. I was trying to think like Wild West kind of thing. I was thinking maybe I should watch like Tombstone. I mean, what's more American than the Wild Wild West? Wild Wild West. I was kind of like maybe some Shanghai Noon. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Classic Western with the ultimate buddy pairing of Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. And then what else? I was thinking Talladega Nights. Talladega Nights, that's pretty American. What's more American than NASCAR, baby? What's more American than watching those cars go round and round at those high speeds? Man, Talladega, Patriot. Oh, there's another one. Team America, dude. I was like, you know what? You know what I haven't seen in forever? Team America, World Police. What's more American than Team America, dude? So, of course, I wanted to watch Team America, the 2004 film. So let's watch it. Let's check it out. Where can we watch Team America? I can watch it on YouTube for $4. I can watch it on Apple, $4. I can watch it on Amazon, $4. It's like, dude, you would think that, like at least have it on like discount for like America's birthday, you know, or like whenever there's, or like, I don't know, like it's always like when, I don't know, this is like if they were to make a new Jurassic Park and then all of a sudden have the original Jurassic Park on lockdown, you can only watch it. It's like, dude, if you know people are going to watch The Patriot, dude, I would have loved to watch. It wasn't even on TV, which was crazier, dude. I was like, well, surely I've got Hulu Live or whatever. Hulu Live TV. So if there's any day out of the year when you're going to play The Patriot, dude, it would be today, I would think. But no, instead I'm watching. There was like an Office marathon and then like there was like no Talladega, none of the other movies I mentioned. I'm trying to think what else would be a good movie to watch on. Honestly, my mind flips to like maybe even like an old like gangster movie. Like I want to say The Godfather, even though it is highly Italian, it's still like American as hell. It's still like the American dream. You know what I mean? Like Come to America. I'm trying to think what else is Once Upon a Time in America. That kind of a thing. You know, that kind of a vibe. I'm trying to think of what's more exclusive America. And then I was thinking, like, Saving Private Ryan, but that's more like giving off Memorial Day vibes more than it is like 1776 vibes, if that made sense. It's more of a remembrance movie more than it is like a, yeah. It's more like a, oh man, wow, that was crazy. More than it is like a, yeah. Like when you think of the Revolutionary War, it's not like a, oh man. It's more like a, yeah, we did it, the revolution. It's more that kind of vibe, right? But, I don't know, America yesterday, you know? America. I'm trying to think of what are some of the fun 4th of July memories I have. I will never forget, there was one time, it's like burned in my mind of like probably one of my earliest 4th of July memories. So long ago, living up in the high desert where I used to visit my dad in Adelanto, and my goodness, I don't know if it's still, I can't imagine it still being the same now, because it seems like having any kind of fireworks allowed up in the high desert is insane, because it just seems like just begging to light that place ablaze. So anything other than like snakes and sparklers should be like strictly forbidden, you would think. but on the other hand, America. But I can remember being very young and like I'm talking like these are like early memories, so maybe like 8, 9, 10. I don't even know. But I remember we're driving down the street, and this is like, I remember it being like daylight still. It wasn't even nighttime. We're driving during the day and going down the street. And then, like, speaking of Saving Private Ryan, this is probably the closest I will ever come to having like a flashback of storming Normandy, because I vividly remember we're driving down this road and just being like, oh my goodness, as rockets are just, I'm talking horizontally flying across, not like shooting up in the air, like people are straight up RPGing these like bottle rockets. And I just remember we're driving and they're just whizzing by. I remember one flying into a tree and just blowing like the tree to smithereens, dude. It was but it was like horrifyingly scary, but also it's like that right on the line of being terrified and so excited and America, fuck yeah. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite fourth memories is just driving down the road through a war zone, man. It was awesome. And it's always fun. I love seeing the when they do it like in usually Asian countries are the ones that go super gnar, or I've seen some good ones from like India where they just like, it is like a mile-long tower of fireworks that they just light up, and it's just like, oh man. Or I think somewhere in China recently I saw a video of like the record-setting biggest firework where it just basically turns the sky into daylight for like 3 seconds. Just like, oh, you gotta wear your sunglasses for that fireworks show. Been noticing a lot of like drone incorporation when I see all these clips or whatever of firework highlights, 4th of July highlights. Seen a lot of drone shows. I always love seeing the drone footage, drones flying around and trying to going through a ultimate war zone. But yeah, the 4th is fun. The 4th has come and gone. And now it's sweeping up all the debris from the night before. And hopefully that'll be it for the fireworks. Because as much as I love the 4th, I do feel for my doggos when they're basically, having a panic attack every night, not understanding, thinking that the world is probably coming to an end. So it'll be a nice relief. It'll also be nice to like actually be able to like open up the windows at night. You know what I mean? Like it'll be nice to get a cool breeze coming in instead of like having to make the choice. Do I want to like be at a comfortable temperature, or do I want to like be able to sleep without poof every 5 seconds? But that was my 4th. Hope you had a good one. Hope everyone survived. And we move on to other things. It's going to be very movie review heavy. I do want to slowly tippy-toe my way back into doing my "the fuck did I just watch" reviews, but got a few movies that have come out semi-recently, but not recent enough for me to do like a full-on review, but I still want to talk about them. Got that Exorcism movie that came out with Russell Crowe. I want to talk about less about that movie and more about how much better the other Exorcism movie with Russell Crowe is. The one where he's an actual exorcist. This new one, he's like an actor. It's doing this weird thing where it's like sort of based on the Exorcism movie, like the first one, I guess, or sort of alluding to it a little bit, or like maybe like more like a fictional version of that same making of kind of a film. It's also a weird movie. It's like, it's not that good. There's a part, maybe one scene where like he gets possessed and it's kind of cool, but it's weird as hell. Like he's literally like bending over backwards and people are like, oh, and then he's just like, oh, I'm back to normal. And they're like, wow, that was crazy. Your yoga is really paying off, I guess. Or like other stuff too, like never really explaining why Satan or the demon wants to possess Russell Crowe because he wants to be a movie star, I guess. It's never really like just cuz, I guess. Like, I don't know. Do you need a Does a demon need a reason? I don't know, but it just seems odd that this demon just keeps possessing the movie set. It's weird. First he like kills the director for no reason, and then he keeps possessing Russell Crowe for doesn't seem to want anything other than to just mess up production. Just keeps delaying production slightly. We gotta keep doing reshoots. Oh, Satan! You're running the budget too thin on this, Satan. Damn you! These reshoots are killing us. Oh, Satan, it's gonna be terrible on ADR later. Damn you! It's his master plan to slightly inconvenience Hollywood. Damn you, Satan. Wouldn't recommend, but I would highly recommend the other one. The Pope's Exorcist is a solid movie, dude. Just because the ratio of Russell Crowe to Russell Crowe on a scooter is unbelievable, dude. The whole involvement of that scooter is just chef's kiss on that movie. I highly recommend. And then I saw... I don't know what I want to talk about first. Bike Riders or Horizon? Horizon is definitely more America. It's all about America. I'd have to look this up, but I think from what I understand is that it's a big gamble from the big star himself, Kevin Costner. I guess he's doing a big gamble because I guess he was like, nah, I don't need no Yellowstone. I'm gonna go do Horizon, an American Saga, parts 1 and 2. Interesting movie. Long as hell, I can tell you that. It's as long as the history of America itself. Not really, but it's a solid 3 hours, dude. And you wanna know what's surprising? You wanna know what's crazy about that movie? Kevin Costner don't even show up till like the midpoint of the movie, dude. The whole time there's like a kid in the movie. I was like, okay, that's kid Kevin Costner. That's kid Kevin Costner gonna grow up later for sure. Nope, dude. It turns out Horizon is actually. I mean, I thought it was gonna be all Kevin Costner. Horizon is actually like a. How do I describe it? It's more like just multi-story movie. It's just like 15 different stories all coinciding together in a town called Horizon. Or eventually in part 2, I'm sure all the stories will coincide, because right now it's like all these strings slowly, like, you know, like the original railroads of America, slowly connecting each other to this great country. But yeah, all these stories, dude, and I just remember sitting there being like, okay, well, it's been like an hour. Okay, it's been like an hour and a half. Where is Kevin Costner, dude? I thought he was in this movie. It's crazy how late he shows up. And then when he does show up, it's like he's not even the main dude. It's like there is no main dude. The main dude is America, dude, and just what's happening around it. All these different stories. And it's a slow burner, dude. I thought maybe it'd be a little more, I don't know what props to, this is that classic thing, man, where that trailer is a banger, dude. That trailer is just like, blah, 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 blah. Let's go, dude. And then when you get in there, it's like, all right, well, let's go. But let's go at a nice pace here, because we got a long way to go. And we're just going to take our time. It's a marathon, ain't no sprint. We're riding the Oregon Trail here, going westward to America, to the land of Horizon. And you know what it's crazy enough that Kevin Costner isn't even in the movie until like halfway. But you know what the other crazy part is? I remember like being like all hyped about it, like the amount of people said, oh yeah, damn, all right, everybody's in this movie, all right. And being like particularly excited about Giovanni Ribisi. I was like, dude, Giovanni's awesome. And then I didn't even realize it until the very end of the movie that he's not even All right, it's a spoiler for Horizon, but they do the ultimate, like, Avengers level setup for part 2 that's, like, the craziest setup. The most, like, Iron Man, like, Nick Fury setup for Giovanni Ribisi, dude. He is, like, the ultimate Nick Fury of Horizon. And the way they do it is so funny, dude, because first of all, like, the whole movie is just like Horizon. They keep finding these posters, dude, for like, come to Horizon, come visit this town where people are just getting wrecked by Native Americans, dude. Come to this town, and everyone who goes there is like, it's pretty nice. Oh, except for the Native Americans. Just over and over and over. And then a new group shows up like, damn, look at all those graves. All right, let's set it up. And so the whole movie, it's like, come to Horizon. And then at the end of the movie, after 3 hours, there's just this random montage for part 2 where they're basically just showing you a legitimate 2-minute clip show for part 2. Just like, look at this, look at this, look at this. Hey, it's coming. Check this out. Check that out. And you're just like, at first I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was just like, I don't know. They were like jumping ahead a little bit. But then I'm like, oh, okay, this is just like a preview for part 2, I guess. And as they're giving you this montage for part 2, they're also showing you, like, they're printing out the Horizon papers, printing them out. And then suddenly it raises the question, like, oh yeah, who's making all these fucking Horizon printers? Who's making all these posters? Who's bringing all these people to this horrible, this death trap where people are just dying over and over? And it's just like printing. And they're just like the back of, who's this man standing there printing? Oh, he's in charge of the printing. Why is he printing all this stuff? And then it's like the ultimate reveal. Giovanni Ribisi turns around and it's like, bum-ba-da-da, part 2. And it's just this, such a like, oh man moment. Like exactly equivalent to like the ending credits of like a Marvel scene of like when Nick Fury is like, so I'm putting together a team. We're calling it bum 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 bum, the Avengers. Bum bum. It's that exact vibe, except it's like bum 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 bum, big old fashioned mustache, Giovanni Ribisi. I'm printing the flyers, for Horizon. It's just such a big, like, oh, like literally Kevin Costner is walking out like, oh, am I right? And like everyone's just like, am I supposed to know who that is? Am I supposed to be like, oh, no, you didn't, Kevin Costner. You just left us hanging with that crazy Avengers cliffhanger. What? That's like the energy feeling, but like it's just like, huh? It's like the sudden realization of just like, oh, dude, I forgot he was supposed to be. Why is his name so high up the list and he's not in part 1 at all? It's crazy. It reminds me of, all right, this is a deep cut, but it's this exact thing. Has anyone, I probably shouldn't even talk about this because it's such a deep cut. Alita, Battle Angel. That's like the Robert Rodriguez weird CGI midst future. Christoph Waltz, she's like a robot girl from it's like a BattleBot movie, sort of, in the future dystopia. It's okay. It's not bad, but it ends on such the same like build up, like, oh, part 2, you can't even understand what's coming, with the same exact huge reveal, dude. We're like the big ultimate Steve Jobs level creator at the end of the movie is like revealed as like bum bum. It's Edward Norton, and you're like, oh, never. That movie is. I don't think it's ever getting a sequel, so to see it end on such a moment, it's just like, we'll never see a part 2 to that. But we got part 2 of Horizon. I think this is like the first time ever where it's like boom, 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 boom. Part 1 and 2 are boom, boom, dude, like less than a month apart from each other. So close that I didn't even realize that part 1 came out on the weekend that it did. I just remember like being like, I wonder if there's anything opening up this weekend. And it was like Horizon. I was like, what the fuck? What? I thought that was next month. I said, no, that's part 2. Part 1 is now Horizon. Oh man, but overall, kind of left me like meh, because like there's all these little stories, and all the little stories are kind of meh. Like I was even expecting, like I was like, all right, well, once Kevin Costner gets up in here, dude, once Kevin blah blah Costner, once original, well, I feel like it's like, I don't know, to call Tombstone more, like they came out simultaneous, but Kevin Costner was also Wyatt Earp. So I mean, like, if anyone's gonna up the excitement, it's Kevin Costner. So like when he finally comes in the movie, it's like finally, and then he's just like, yeah, but my part's kind of meh too. It's just like, oh dude, what are we doing? And I still got part 2 to get to, like, oh boy. But yeah, Horizon, it was alright. It's alright. And then what else? Saw Quiet Place, Horizon. But I want to talk about Bike Riders before Quiet Place, because Quiet Place is more recent. And Bike Riders was honestly pretty good. It was honestly a lot better than I thought. I wasn't expecting it to be like, but it was honestly pretty good. Mostly because Tom Hardy is so goddamn good. Mostly because Tom Hardy's acting is unbelievable, dude. Tom Hardy was great in that movie. I was so expecting to be like, pick up the phone, because we're phoning it in. Phoning it in is what I thought it would be. I thought it would be not that great. But it was honestly pretty good. Tom Hardy was pretty good. And you know what? I mean, speaking of like the surprise of Horizon, is it like the lack of Kevin Costner? Sort of the same thing with Bike Riders. That movie was sold as like an Austin Butler film with like Tom Hardy in it, sort of. That movie was sold as like all Butler all the way. And guess what? He's barely in it, dude. Austin Butler is barely in that movie. He also barely has any lines. He's basically there to just be like, sup. He's basically there to just be like, sup. That's like his whole thing in the movie is just like, I'm a bike rider. Sup. I don't wanna take over the gang. Sup. That's like him the whole movie. Honestly, like Tom Hardy is like way more of like the main character. I feel like it's mostly Tom Hardy and that lady who's sort of doing like her best impersonation of Karen from The Goodfellas. Karen, come on, don't give me that dough in the forest look, Karen. You knew. Come on, I heard the tapes. You knew Karen. Doing like her best impersonation, and it's like this like Midwestern shit. Because I think the movie takes place like in Chicago, so she's got like this. Yeah, Benny never cried. Benny never cried about nothing. The closest I ever saw Benny to cry was when his father died, and it was only like one little tear. It's like that kind of a voice, dude, which instantly gets like old fast, dude. And like that's like her thing too, is like she basically is motoring the whole time. Like she doesn't stop talking like once to take her breath. Like it's just like that continuous And so I told him, like, no, he's a bad boy. I don't like going for bad boys. I'm trying to, like, work on myself and my education, and I'm trying to, like, make something of myself. And I was like, no, I'll never be with no bike rider. But then you know what? 3 weeks later, we was married. Meep. And it's just like, dude, 2 hours of this lady narrating this movie, like, ugh. So much so that, like, dude, so much so that I had to use the restroom so badly. There was a part of the movie where I was like, oh man, I gotta go, but I don't want to miss too much of this movie. And then she comes on for, like, her big scene, and she's like, yo, Benny, hey, Benny, there's just one thing I want to say to you. And I'm just like, well, that's my cue to get the fuck out of here for a few minutes and go use the bathroom. I'll come back when your big speech is over, lady, because I don't want to hear it. But yeah, Tom Hardy was great. No Austin Butler. And you know what's the other crazy part of that movie too is that it's also like the theme of the movie is like Austin Butler and that chick, right? Like Austin Butler and that lady, and like, I don't want you to be the bike rider, but I love riding my bikes. But don't you love me more? But don't you love me more than riding your bikes, Penny? But you know the real love story in that movie, is there is no chemistry between Austin Butler and that lady. There is, I feel, no romance coming from Austin Butler and that lady, dude. Nothing. It is zero. It is the surface of the moon. But you know where the fire lives, dude? You know where the passion lives? Tom Hardy and Austin Butler, dude. The chemistry and the relationship between Austin Butler and Tom Hardy was insane, dude. You want to talk about 4th of July fireworks, dude? That's where it was. It is so hilarious watching her in the movie being like, oh, Benny, I love you so much. And it's like, lady, I hate to break it to you, but everyone can tell that it's Tom Hardy and Austin Butler that are in love, dude. I'm talking LOVE. Like, there is nothing going on between him and her. There's even a scene where it's like, I mean, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but something happens to Tom Hardy and Austin. She's like, and so one day he just got on his bike and he just rode off and I never saw him again. And it's just like, yeah, lady, clearly he never cared about you at all, to like not even say goodbye. Dude, his buddy, Tom Hardy, I mean, I don't want to spoil, but something happens and he has to just like go away for like months, dude. You don't see him forever. And that doesn't tell you something? That doesn't tell you how much more he loves Tom Hardy than you? Oh man, that's where the chemistry was, dude. That's the love story of the year, is those two bike riders were ride or die, literally. But it was shocking. The lack of Austin Butler overall in that film when it's sold as like Austin Butler's movie, it was very shocking. The same with the Kevin Costner, starring, directed by Kevin Costner, and he's just like doesn't show up for the longest time. Wild. And then I did see Quiet Place. And this might be a bit of a spoiler, but it was quiet. Shh. Huh. Shh. Don't make the noise. That's the whole movie. Also, okay, a big disappointment in that movie. And a big reason why I was like, maybe. Because, full disclosure, I was not excited to see it. I was like, I don't want to see it. I still haven't seen 1 and 2. I don't think it matters. But I still haven't seen 1 and 2. And I was like, you know what? There's one thing about this movie maybe that might make it work. I mean, Lupita is an amazing actress, but also it's got Djimon Hounsou, dude. Djimon Hounsou, who's like so unbelievable. And anytime he's in a movie, that dude, the smallest role, and he will turn it up, dude. What was that F1 movie? Need for Speed? I think it is Need for Speed. No, is it? Like the one, he's like a video game kid and then he like wins a contest and he drives for real. Whatever. The movie's not that great. It's great because David Harbour is so good in it. And then Jaimin Hansu as that kid's dad is so good in it. So I was like, all right, Jaimin Hansu, I'll check out Quiet Place. Do you want to know what the craziest thing is, dude? Do you want to know what the craziest part about A Quiet Place was? Somebody brought their baby to A Quiet Place, dude. Maybe not a baby. It was like 2, 3. It's hard to tell from just the way it was talking and screaming and crying through the movie. It's hard to tell the exact age, but it's pretty wild. Pretty wild, first of all, to bring a kid that young to a horror suspense movie. Already wild enough to do that. But then to bring your kid to a horror suspense movie that's specifically called A Quiet Place, dude. The movie is called A Quiet Place, and you're bringing your loud-ass baby in here, dude. Who are these people that do this? Who are these people that are just like, and I'm talking opening night, dude. I'm not talking about waiting a week so that it dies down. I'm not talking about going in the middle of the week so that maybe there's less people to disturb. I'm talking about maximum collateral damage, dude. I'm talking about maximum casualties is what these parents are looking for, dude. Maximum casualties. Because you're going to a theater that's as full as possible. And dude, that movie is 80-20. That movie is 80% dead silence. 80% of that movie is nothing. And then the other 20% is just fucking screaming horror, dude. 80% nothing, and then 20% the loudest volume possible. So, what does that lead to? Jump scaring a baby, and then you get 80% dead silence to just really emphasize that baby making noise, dude. Which is awesome in A Quiet Place. So completely took me out of the movie. There's a huge monologue that dude gets. I don't know his name yet because he's not quite famous enough, but he's working on it. The dude is working on it. Lupita's co-star has his own little Quiet Place monologue, very emotional, talking about, honestly, I have no clue because I was so exploding, dude. Talk about new releases. I was literally the anger thing from Inside Out, dude. That was me inside my brain exploding because probably the one moment, dude, his one Quiet Place emotional monologue is like probably the one time when that child should have really been quiet. And it totally wasn't. And it was just so unbelievable. And it's just like, I wish, dude, why can't I live in an alternate dimension, dude, where I'm Larry David? Not just Larry David, but Larry David specifically, the fictional version. Like, I'm sure there's crossover between real Larry and fiction Larry, but I want to be specifically fictional Curb Your Enthusiasm Larry David so I can sit there in the theater and just be like, as soon as that baby started making noise, I should have been like, it's called A Quiet Place. Dude, it's called A Quiet Place. Why is there a loud... Okay, well, clear... if this were... Did you learn nothing from the first movie, dude? I haven't seen other than the first 5 minutes of that first Quiet Place. And what happens, dude? What happens? Some stupid parent with their stupid kid starts making stupid amounts of noise and gets murdered. if we had been in that scenario, everyone in the theater would have died horrifically because of you and your kid, man. What is wrong with people, dude? How badly are you just like, man, I know it's probably not a good idea. I know that I'm probably going to disturb 40 to 50 strangers. I know I'm going to ruin everyone's movie-going experience. But you know what? I just love A Quiet Place so much. There's one movie franchise I have to go opening night. Have you not seen my Quiet Place tattoo? I almost said Jim Caviezel. What's his name? What's the real dude's name? I got Jim from The Office. I got him tattooed on me, going like this. I got Emily Blunt on my other shoulder. That scene where she's giving birth in the tub. And I got Lupita here too. And she's going shush because I don't miss a Quiet Place premiere ever. Doesn't matter if I have a newborn baby, I'm going premiere night because I love this film franchise with all my heart and I will never not support it in person. Even though it may disrupt everybody, even though it may ruin the whole point of the movie, right, is shh, I gotta go. Gotta support Quiet Place. It feels good to get that. Could you tell that I've just had that inside ever since I saw it? Like, I was already like, I don't even want to see this movie. But then to just be like, I already don't want to be here and you're ruining it even more. It's crazy. But why can't I just be Larry David? You know, why can't I just be like genuinely ask them? You know what I mean? Like, not even coming from like a point of anger, just being like, I just want to know, like, what is your thought process? Like, did you like really think your kid was gonna be quiet? Have you taken your kid to other movies before and this is the first time it's been a problem? Is your kid a Quiet Place fan? Is that why you came? Are you like me? I've never even seen part 1 and part 2, but my kid, my 3-year-old loves it, dude. My 3-year-old, there's something about that my kid just can't get enough of. Doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, but he loves making noise, dude. He loves making noise in quiet places, so we go to the library. We go to A Quiet Place premiere. We go to live plays. We just make noise and we just disturb audiences. You know, it's kind of our thing. Kind of our thing. But I'm going to see Matt Scene later. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh. You know what? And I might have time, too. I haven't seen Pearl. I've seen X, but I haven't seen Pearl. And you know what? I think they just added it to Prime, so I might have to squeeze that in before I go to Matt at Scene. That'd be so funny. That's how you had to say it, because it's technically Matt's triple at Scene. Hello, 1 ticket for Matt's at Scene. Hello, 1 ticket for a Matt at Scene. But I mean, Ets was cool, man. Ets was good. It's also a very early Kid Cudi acting performance. Good stuff. And I've heard nothing but good about Pearl. Big fan of the goth. Big fan of the gothster, Mia Goth. Loved her in Infinity Pool, dude. Loved her in Infinity Pool. She was the best part of that movie. And she was great in Ets 2. Not Ets 2, the Etsman movie. I'm talking. What am I saying? Ets was the original, then Pearl. I'm assuming I've heard that she's good in Pearl. I'll find out for myself soon. And then I'm gonna see Matt's Ats. So maybe I'll do a default on Matt's Ats. Coming soon, too. There's a few coming soon I'm looking forward to. Man, I am hype city for lawn leads, dude. Lawn Leads has me so excited because it is given vibes, dude. It is given Silence of the Lambs, sort of Clarice in the FBI female protagonist vibes, you know? But then dude, Nicolas Cage is in this movie and they don't show a single frame of him, dude. They give you like a tiny bit of audio, which tells me that they are hiding him for a reason, which tells me that just seeing him is going to be half of it. And I have such a feeling about his performance in this movie. I have such a good feeling about this movie, dude. I am honestly trying to keep my hopes low because I am hyped. Nobody loves Nicolas Cage more than me, dude. And this I have such a good feeling about. Boy, I hope I don't eat these words later, but I am very excited about Lawn Leads. What else do we got coming out? I know there's Horizon. Giovanni's Revenge. Horizon, Giovanni's Endgame. Excited for that, I guess. But Matt sets. We'll see that later, and we'll see how it is. I think that covers all the stuff I wanted to talk about. And I think that basically fills up our time, more or less. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to slap that like and subscribe button as it's right there. Also, be sure to check out our description as you'll find the Mom's Garage official email if you want to email the pod. Email us your questions, hit us up. If you've got different opinions on any of the movies we've talked about, hit us up, comment down below. Thank you for staying so late. If you've made it to this point in the pod, well, guess what? You're my favorite kind of person because you stay all the way, baby. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us as we try to keep on pumping out this content straight to you. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more stuff as we keep trucking along. That's right. Well, I just will call it there. I'm your host, as always, Kyle McLemore, and we'll see you next time on the pod.